So, this committee comes up with very interesting titles. The second part of the title of today's hearing is Incentivizing Economic Excellence Through Tax Policy. But I would think that's more accurate as saying what we have right now is incentivizing economic inequality through tax policy. And, we are the richest country in the world, except that we are also, I think, number one in the world of industrialized nations of the unequal distribution of that wealth right now. There are 3 American families. It's Bezos and let's see, what are the 3? Musk? No, it isn't Musk. It's Buffett and who is the third? Okay, anyway, 3 American families, I don't want to take my own time, that has as much wealth as the bottom half of Americans. Think about that. And you heard, I thought, a really good explanation and examples of how this has affected Americans in our country. And so it just seems to me that we need to focus, if we're really concerned about not just equity. And let me ask you, Secretary Mazur, you mentioned what it takes to have, and I don't want to blame everything on tax policy, but you did say that you thought that people that have the most ought to pay more. How would you justify this to some people in this room?
Criteria of good tax policy is vertical equity. And what vertical equity means is higher income people pay a larger share of their income than lower income people. That's reflected in a progressive tax rate schedule, but there could be other ways to do that as well. And it really is just a basic sense of fairness, that those who get the most from the system should sort of pay the most for maintaining that system.
So right now, what we are seeing is that the Republicans are coming up, as you have heard, with a proposal of a major tax cut. It looks like it will also go to the wealthiest Americans, and at the same time, talking about paying for it through things like that have been suggested, cutting Social Security, raising the age to now 59 is the proposal by the majority of the Republicans right now, and looking at so-called entitlements, which of course people pay for through every paycheck. And is this, in your view, as someone who deals with the economy, going to make our economy stronger? These choices of lowering the tax cuts, mostly to the wealthy, and cutting the benefits and the programs that help lower income people.
I mean, I think making the country stronger from a fiscal perspective requires 2 things. 1, more revenue, and 2, some brakes on spending. And I think Chairman Harrington talked about that as these are the 2 levers that you can move. And really, it's a matter of balance, getting that right. Our revenues today are too low to pay for the goods and services that we as a country demand. If we want to demand less, that's okay, but we still need to raise the revenues to pay for the ones that we demand that are out there. And you're right about some of the entitlements. People have paid into them with the understanding that they'll be there for them when they retire, Medicare and Social Security in particular. And so those are promises to future generations that we as a country need to redeem.
The other wealthiest person was, let me see, thank you, I appreciate that. Gates, Warren, and Buffett. But,
General Lady's time has
okay,
expired.
I yield back.